Bushido, Inazo Nitobe, Chapter 1, Bushido as an Ethical System. Chivalry is a flower, no less indigenous to the soil of Japan than its emblem, the cherry blossom. Nor is it a dried-up specimen of an antique virtue preserved in the herbarium of our history. It is still a living object of power and beauty among us. And if it assumes no tangible shape or form, it nonetheless sends the moral atmosphere and makes us aware that we are still under its potent spell. The conditions of society which brought it forth and nursed it have long disappeared, but those far-off stars which once were and are not still continue to shed their rays upon us. So the light of chivalry, which as a child of feudalism, still illuminates our moral path, surviving its mother institution. It is a pleasure to me to reflect upon this subject in the language of Burke, who uttered the well-known touching eulogy over the neglected brief of its European prototype. Enticing as in historical disquisition on the comparisons between European and Japanese feudalism and chivalry, it is not the purpose of this paper to enter into it at length. My attempt is rather to relate, firstly, the origin and sources of chivalry, secondly, its character and teaching, thirdly, its influence among the masses, and fourthly, the continuity and permanence of its influence. Bushido, then, is the code of moral principles which the knights were required or instructed to observe. It is not a written code. At best, it consists of a few maxims handed down from mouth to mouth, or coming from the pen of some well-known warrior or savant. More frequently, it is a code, unuttered and unwritten, possessing all the more the powerful sanction of veritable deed, and of a law written on the fleshly tablets of the heart. Again, in Japan as in Europe, when feudalism was formally inaugurated, the professional class of warriors naturally came into prominence. These were known as samurai, meaning literally like the old English knight, knight, guards or attendants. If military systems had operated alone, without higher moral support, how far short of chivalry would be the ideal knighthood have fallen? In Europe, Christianity interpreted with concessions convenienced the chivalry, infused it nevertheless with spiritual data. Religion, war, and glory were the three souls of a perfect Christian knight, says Lamartine. In Japan, there were several sources of Bushido.